Hey everyone, welcome to Live Your Language, where I talk all about raising bilingual children. I am Stephanie, a PhD student in second language acquisition who also has a master's in teaching English to speakers of other languages. Normally I talk about raising bilingual children, however today I wanted to talk about something equally as important, and that is improving your own language proficiency. Whatever extra time and resources you have are almost always dedicated to your child's language development. But it's really important to remember that as the primary source of language input for a lot of people, especially if your child is very young, investing in your own skills is investing in their skills. So make sure not to neglect them. So I'm going to talk today about how you can practice your own pronunciation during story time. Now, a little thing about pronunciation is that you may know exactly how to form your mouth and all of the rules of how to pronounce this sound perfectly. However, when you're speaking spontaneously in conversation, the cognitive resources that you might normally dedicate to this are taken up by other things, more important things like coming up with coherent thoughts. The nice thing about reading books is that the thoughts are already there for you, which frees up some cognitive space for you to focus on pronunciation. Choose a really difficult sound that is not present in your native language. For me, in French, there is the high, round vowel sound U, which is not present in English, and a lot of native English speakers really struggle with it. The problem with this sound for me is that it actually changes the meaning of a word. So when I mispronounce this sound, that could be the difference between the word street or wheel. So it's really important to make sure that you do your best to pass along those difficult contrasts to your child. And remember, if you don't, there's no problem. They do a great job at filling in the gaps once they hear other input from other natives. So the next time you're reading a book to your child, remember that difficult sound. And every time you come across that sound in the book, make sure that you pronounce it absolutely perfectly. Spend a lot of extra energy ensuring, even if you have to repeat it a couple times, that this one sound, wherever it happens, is absolutely perfect. So if your child is like mine, he or she may inevitably want to hear it again, which is even better. So this time around, I want you to try and recite it from memory. And you may already have it committed to memory because you've read it so many times anyway. But this time, try not to read it directly off the page. Try to recite it from memory, making sure that you're paying extra attention to those difficult sounds. Now I want you to remember that sound and maybe take a word or two from this book, really common ones that you would use in your speech. Try to go through your day making sure that every single time you pronounce this one word, it is perfect. You can choose a word from a book, which I think is pretty easy, or you can just choose a word that you know comes up a lot and that would be really great if you could pronounce this word perfectly all the time. So that is the word I want you to focus on in spontaneous conversation, making sure that you're deliberately pronouncing this one word perfectly every time. Those are just 3 really simple steps that you can use to improve your pronunciation just as you go out about your everyday life without spending a dime or without leaving your house. Remember, our language goals don't have to be so huge, and the more specific they are, the more likely you will succeed and be able to move on to the next little mini goal. So keep this in mind, and remember, it all adds up in the end, and if you can conquer this one difficult sound, you're just that much closer to having more native-like pronunciation. So I hope you liked this tip and you found it useful. And if you did, please let me know. I'll do more if you think that these are helpful to you. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.